Yeah, this morning just kind of woke up and did my normal routine for a Sunday morning. Then me and my roommate watched the selection show. Kind of saw where everything fell in place, and we're happy with where we're at.
We'll go Zach and then Matt.
I recognize you probably just started to really dig into Notre Dame, but especially from a linebacker's perspective, they do obviously a lot on the ground, a lot of option stuff with their quarterback. He's a threat to run. Just as both a middle linebacker, as the guy with the voice, Coach Haynes in your helmet, how much responsibility falls on you in a game like this when there's going to need to be a lot of pre-snap communication and a lot of correct reads and getting things lined up right?
Yeah, it's going to be huge. I talked with Jalen Walker this morning already about it. We're pumped for this opportunity. Really good football team. Got in some film this morning. Really good football team, really good on the ground. They always look to establish the run game, and it's been their identity all year, and we're excited for it, look forward to it.
Matt on your left and then Dennis.
I know what people say nationally doesn't matter to you guys, but when you watch the show, there were a few shots taken at your guys' schedule, your resume. I guess how much fuel, you guys play with a chip on your shoulder all year, how much fuel has it been for your guys' fire, hearing that, I know it doesn't matter, but I mean, they did disrespect you guys a little bit.
Yeah, so I didn't even see that part. Once they placed us with Notre Dame, got my headphones, got my book bag, and I came here to watch a little bit of film, just get ahead of it. But people have opinions everywhere. You could say strength schedule, who we play, how we play. I mean, we'll handle it, when the time comes, and that stuff is opinions. Everybody has one.
Go Dennis far left and then Todd.
Hey, human nature would dictate, you see your name up there on the bracket today, you think, we've arrived, we've done something. Did that happen? How do you keep that from happening? And how do you keep going?
Kind of going back to the previous question, when you see, your matchup, and then obviously we've gotten a lot of criticism for our schedule and things like that. So it just kind of gives us more of an edge. It's something that we look forward to. It's a blessing to be in the position that we're in, but we've earned it. We work for it, and this is the standard for Indiana football to be in this position year in and year out now.
We'll go Todd on your left and then Ravi.
Aiden, we hear a lot about crowd noise and how it affects offense. How does it affect defense? And maybe from the Ohio State game, what did you learn about, letting just the road environment in general, forget the noise. How did you learn from that game, and what can you apply to this one?
Oh yeah, that was definitely a big learning experience. A lot of people, not a lot of cheering, a lot of boos, but I think the biggest thing we learned is just being able to, keep the main thing. No fan has an impact between the white lines when it comes to Saturdays. So, especially when you're in a hostile environment, you really just got to block it out. It gets loud, it gets hostile, you're hearing a lot of different things. Biggest thing is blocking it out. And, for me on defense, at away games like that, it gets a little quiet for us. They're trying to let their offense work. But, it's, in my opinion, I love it. You go into a stadium and you can quiet their fans, and it's a really good feeling.
We'll go Jeff second row right in front, and then we'll go to Jack.
Yeah, just want to get your thoughts on the way your defense has played overall. I think you guys are number 1 against the rush, number 2, 3, 4 in meaningful categories. Coach Haynes is up for the Boyles Award, top assistant. Why do you think you guys, or what are the factors that have made you guys this good over the course of the whole season?
First it starts with Coach Haynes. Obviously up for the award, and can't think of a coach more deserving of him to win that award. But I just think it's the edge we play with. A lot of new faces came in this offseason. We gelled extremely well. And then if you look at the course of the season and just the comfortability that everybody's kind of got with each other, the continuity we built, we're all meshing really well and playing really good football at a time where it's good to get rolling now.
Go Jack in the front, then Seth.
Yeah, Aiden, you mentioned Notre Dame's run game, but especially with their quarterback also being a good runner. I mean, can you relate that to any opponents you've played this year or even in the past, like in terms of when you guys prepare for this, and just how much of a challenge is it to stop that run game?
Oh yeah, he's a great player. They got really good O-line, really good backs. Quarterback's really good. Receivers are solid. Tight ends are really good too. So definitely got a challenge coming up. But when you look back at the teams we played, we've seen a lot of pocket passers. We've seen those mobile guys as well. So it's just got to take into account. We got to be ready for option plays, design quarterback run, just stuff like that. Just make sure we're not falling asleep if he pulls the ball.
We'll go Seth and then Zach B.
Yeah,
maybe a weird question. If 10-year-old Aiden saw you in this position, you know, playing in games like this for, you know, competing for a national championship, you know, how would you react then? I mean, how cool is it for you to be in this position?
Yeah, it's really a blessing. You know, I think God has put me in this position that I'm in here, and I'm really blessed by what He's done for me in my life. And I think that little kid would be smiling ear to ear and just happy to be here and making his family proud and playing for the Lord.
Zach, be on your right.
You talked a lot about the Notre Dame run game. Your defense, the Indiana defense, has been really good against the run all season long. What makes this team and your defense so good against the run?
I would just say the angles that we play with, the pursuit to the ball, you know, that edge that we play with, that, you know, I've talked about it before. A lot of guys that are here right now, you know, aren't supposed to be here. You're not big enough, you're not fast enough. We carry that with us, you know, in the Monday walkthrough to Saturday kickoff. So it's really just being able to play together, play off each other extremely well, and just knowing our assignments, playing fast.
Third row top.
Aiden, you talked about against Ohio State, the give and take in football. Obviously, last week against Purdue was a much better situation. How do you guys, you know, kind of come together and keep your heads up when you got maybe the offense having a tough day, which could happen against Notre Dame? How do you guys just keep going on defense?
Yeah, you know, offense has had an extremely impressive year. And even in those games where it looks like they struggle, you know, we got to pick up our end of the bargain as well. So, you know, going into a game like this, we know we're going to have to play really good complementary football. And I have complete confidence in, you know, Curtis and the guys up front on offense. So I believe completely in them, and we're going to get the job done.
We'll go Pete and then Jim.
Yeah, Aiden, quarterbacks a lot of times get a lot of fame for how much film prep they do. But from your standpoint, how much film prep do you do? How many games back will you go? How many hours, say, in a week do you do? Do you go do it at home, here? How obsessed are you with the film preparation?
Film is huge for me. Anything that can, you know, set me apart and get me ahead in my prep, I'm going to make sure I'm doing it, and I think film is that for me. You know, on a normal week, I'd probably say I go through 5 to 6 games. You know, we've got 2 weeks now, so hoping to get to maybe 8. You know, just make sure I'm getting everything. You know, if you look back through a season, there's some things that, you know, trick plays, little things that will give a tell here and there that they ran week 1, week 2, and maybe they think it's a good look versus our defense. So I just want to make sure I'm prepared in everything I do, and I think film is a great way to do that.
We'll go Jim to wrap us up.
Hey, I know you guys are focused on winning for the sake of winning, but from the beginning of the year, people have talked about this team was made up of guys from JMU, all these other transfers and all that. You mentioned taking some of this with you. Do you carry that with you still all the way through the season now to this point? Say these are those same guys that they were talking about that couldn't compete at this level, and now you're in the college football playoffs.
Oh, absolutely. Every week I want to prove myself. And, you know, going back to high school, going back to when I was in the transfer portal, none of these schools called me. None of these schools wanted me to come play for them, and I carry that every Saturday. And, you know, this Saturday or next Saturday is no different. That'll be with me.
Great. Thanks, Aiden.
Thank
We'll
you.
have Curtis in this.